If you go back and look on our Twitter.
What's up, TIW Mafia? JP here with Josh. We are coming in hot today. Josh was literally mid-sentence.
Giving away, you're giving away the backstage secrets. I'm trying to tell stories. I think that's your favorite thing. I think what I need to do is I need to be more like Alec Price. I need to be more like the Prize. I need to be a mouthful of everything all the time.
And sell stuff out of the trunk of your car.
Yeah. Raw. Need some raw, man?
I wonder if he can sell an Irish whip hoodie out of the trunk of his car.
You know what?
What's up, Bobby D?
We've been thinking about that. We've been like, what would it be? What if we could put some like gear together for some of these guys that we design and that'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Yeah. Anyway, at the number 3 Irish Boys with a Z, all organic, Twitter, Facebook. You can find us at WNSOURCE, so that's Wrestling News Source. Also, Ben, our friend at WNOS, Ben Karen, BENKERIN. Yes, please follow him. He's getting ready to go in for surgery, but this guy's had this website, also known as wrestling-radio.com, going since 2006. So please do us a favor.
He was 13 years
old. Where a lot of us actually got our start.
Yes.
Yeah. So at the number 3 Irish Boys with a Z, we are going to do predictions. We are going to give away the fig.
Full press coverage too.
Full press at FPC Wrestling, also at FPC coverage.
Guys and our family over there, because it is a family. We came into full press coverage, and I think we thought we were like the black sheep, but it is so much of a family over there with 80 Proof, and you got Rucker and Marty with Boot to the Face. You got Jay and Dez with Talking Mania. RJ with
dare I say territorial, but in different ways, because we all have our different niche, right?
Yes.
Like, we're all competitive as far as, we want downloads, we want sponsors, we want this, we want that. But we all have our own special, like Talkamania and the Trivia Mania. You've been on that. I just won't. I can't.
Yeah, no, I've done it, and I've made a fool out of myself because I don't do trivia well.
Yes.
What's up, Tommy Flynn?
Temper Tommy, RJ, Bobby D. Thank you guys all for your
Mafia
support.
Here is family. You guys are all family. Bobby D, Tommy, RJ.
So do you want to run down the news first that you want to talk about this week, or do you want to go back?
I did not see any good news today. So yeah, let's get this out of the way. So yesterday I had hit you up because I saw that there was a what is being looked at as probably a promotion running a fake charity, a scam charity for women's. It was just women's charity, I think it was called, what they were supposed to be running for. What's that? Is it battered women? Is it, abused women? Is it any type of, like, it was just said women's charities. And the big thing on that kind of got it news and probably exposed it a little was that Joey Ryan was booked.
Yes. And you talked to me about this last night, and for everybody that's out there, you know how I feel about Joey Ryan. Like, I've thought about, you and I talked about off on the side, like posting our conversation.
We talked about it on our Patreon.
Basically, I don't want to talk. He's just a piece of shit, and everybody knows he's a piece of shit. I tweeted out there, basically how many times I could say "fuck off, Joey Ryan" and how many characters are allowed in Twitter is basically what I said. So he's a piece of shit, and I hope he never gets a chance to be a part of this ever again.
RJ with Ringside Rant says that his understanding is Joey Ryan was the booker of it. That is what I gathered too. In
from what I'd known, what I've read on Wrestling News Sources,
it wasn't Bar Wrestling, but Bar Wrestling was affiliated in the fact that he was the booker. In AEW straight up pulled all their talent off of the show,
as they should have. I mean, he's a turd. So Joey Ryan, as always, making news everywhere, so we have to address that because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. And the other thing was today, and this one is, oh man, this one bummed me out. This one's super unfortunate. It's somebody who we talked to a bit that turned into a scumbag.
I don't know if
didn't turn into a scumbag. Was a scumbag all along, but kind of like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yes, and there are podcasts out there that have done business with that promotion and that have
let me pull his name off of the screen.
spent money out there to out of pocket. Like this is, we're talking, average wrestler when they go to do this stuff as far as pro wrestling goes is $50 bucks, 100, 150. Like we know those sometimes bigger matches, big names, couple hundred, five. You talk death matches, you're up to 8, 9, probably a G depending on audience and all that stuff. So it depends on, those are the big ones. That's the money match. You're going to get paid. Blood makes money, man. So,
but in that we're talking about Colin West is his. I don't even want to call it a ring name because he wasn't a wrestler. That was the fake name that he used to run his promotion, Synergy. That's how I'm going to word that. Real name Patrick Shea, and it turns out that I got this off of WrestlingNewsSource.com as well. Somebody that he worked with in his regular job was also involved in the wrestling, and it looks like at his regular job they caught wind of this. And in 1999, he was convicted of sexually assaulting a 6'10", and there was another case involved with a 12-year-old. So Synergy, I hope to God, Synergy is canceled. It was a great promotion, but you can't do that. Like, get out of the wrestling business. If you're a scumbag like that, get out of this business, please, because we don't need it. It doesn't need the black eye that you put on it. It doesn't need the negative press that you bring to it. It gets enough of that on its own just being wrestling. So please get out of this business. Get out of the business that so many guys have bleed for, go broke for, sleep in their car for. Please get out of this business.
It's bad, man, and the way Dustin reported on Wrestling News Source, basically New Jersey-based pro wrestling owner named Colin West, a.k.a. Patrick Shea, has been outed as a pedophile child molester by people who worked with him. It should be noted, date of conviction was in 1999, so this is not a recent charge or a conviction. Companies who want to work with you typically run background checks, including sex offender charges, especially if you apply for a job in certain fields in the United States. It's something that most of us have to do. The Wrestling Estate had shared a screen cap of his iCrimeWatch.net page in the state of New Jersey, which you can view if you go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. You'll see all the news and information there. You can click on it and read all about it if you'd like.
Yes, and what RJ says here is true. In light of this isn't the fault of the guys who wrestled for him. This isn't the fault of the kids. This isn't the fault of anybody that did ring crew, set up production, had anything to do with Synergy, except for Colin West, a.k.a. Patrick Shea.
I know Casey Catal has sent out a tweet that she has vacated the Synergy Pro Wrestling Female, the women's title. I know she has vacated that. I know there's a lot of podcasts that were associated with him. I've reached out to one in particular and just basically said what you said is don't take personal responsibility for somebody else's actions. It'll kill you. It's not your fault. We've been there. Like, don't take anything personal. And the best thing you can do is attach yourself to people that were a big part of that promotion that also feel the same way you do, in like a Brandon Kirk, Casey Catal, those individuals, because they're going to be leaning on other individuals like Anthony Green would lean on others in the WWE to help him do
Anthony
this.
Green Anthony Green was a big part of Synergy at one point.
Yeah, and there's it's ugly, it's nasty.
And please, guys, so instead of like tweeting about this, instead of Facebooking about this, and I know we're talking about this now, let's not talk about this for 2 weeks. Let's get this out. Let's talk about this for a couple of days. Unfriend him on Facebook, unfollow him on Twitter, whatever you want to do.
And you may not be able to because the profile may have been deleted, so it may be difficult to unfollow or unfriend them because the profile has been deleted. So I don't know how that works. It's kind of how it worked for me. So, I mean, if you're out there, if you're a friend of Colin West, and this is where it comes full circle, is because this dude, I think, used to live in Butte, and that's how the connection for me and Synergy go. Is, you and I had talked. We've been trying to book a show out here in Montana for a long time, and he was going to help out on that. And I didn't get good vibes, and I just put it on hold for a while, and this is why. Here's where we're at.
Yeah, it is what it is, guys. But there's good stuff in wrestling going on. I'm loving the Young Rock. So I'm not loving the actually this week's storyline was I'm pretty sure a true story based on something that really happened. And they introduced Vince McMahon. But they bring on these characters, and some of these characters are dead on. Some of them are way off, but
as long as you
they got, you can watch Junkyard Dog, and
I bet an Andre is hard to portray, right?
What's that?
I bet an Andre the Giant's probably hard to portray if he's on that show.
Right.
Like what characters
Andre is on there?
Yeah.
Andre's a regular. Because Andre's a regular because he was Vince's guy at that point. This must have been Hogan AWA days, probably after Rocky.
So if I get Peacock, I can watch this now, right? Because I'm waiting. I feel like I'm waiting until the last minute until I actually have to switch before my subscription renews and I have to pay again. Like I'm going to use it all the way and then cancel it and then switch over to Peacock because I'm going to pay $9.99. I still get all of the WWE Network plus NBC stuff, right?
Yeah, Junkyard Dog is on there every week. May not be anymore. I don't know.
Hello, Ken Geiger.
Rocky Johnson.
Who else? You said that
Iron Sheik.
Who played? I'm interested to see who these actors is. And this is, I don't know, man. I'll check it out.
Rocky Johnson is dead on.
Really?
Yeah, dead on.
Cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready for it.
In Alpha and Sika, I swear to God, it's Alpha and Sika.
You need to put your glasses on. Maybe it is. Maybe
it's that close with them. And I'm trying to think of who the other ones are. Like some of them were way off. I thought Flair was way off. I thought Greg Valentine was way off. King Kong Bundy was a big fat bald guy. And that was about as close to being King Kong Bundy as it was.
So when we do this, when I research this, I need to go to when I watch the credits, see who's casting this, right, and find out why they're wrong.
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm going to run down the news, and you tell me what you want to talk about first here. Kind of the
Mike Farrell from Chaos Theory podcast says you can also watch it on Hulu.
Yes, you can. How much are you still watching on Pluto TV? Are you still watching some pro wrestling?
I haven't. It's been a kind of kind of a busy week for me this week. I haven't watched really any TV.
That's all good. Were you a fan of Glow at all?
I loved it. I loved Real Glow back in the day. I loved the Glow series on Netflix. I loved the Glow documentary. Yeah.
So I'm kind of, just so everybody knows, like I'm a huge fan of another show on Netflix that there's currently a petition going that has over 250,000 people that have signed that.
Who started that petition?
I did. I started that thing. It was Save the Diet for the Santa Clarita Diet on Netflix. I'm still waiting for that thing to come back. But the reason I ask is because it's Chavo commented on Netflix canceling the final season of Glow. Like they canceled it.
Elvis, I'm glad you got some justice on that. I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm glad you were able to get some justice on that, buddy. For those who don't know, I get it up on the screen. For those not watching, is one of our regulars, one of our good friends, Elvis Martinez, says his cousin was murdered last week, Thursday. Her boyfriend's the one who killed her. She was set to testify on a high-profile murder case, and the piece of shit that killed her turned himself in last night.
Wow.
Yeah, it's deep. That's deep.
I don't know how to transition after that other than to continue to go into the news.
Yes, that's the only way. I just wanted to give my sympathies to Elvis.
Yeah.
What's up, Joe Salenza?
How about the fact that NXT. We talked about this. What was it? 4 months ago that NXT was moving to Tuesday nights. Nobody really.
With a smile.
Yeah, we all said that they had won the war for now, or just really won the war.
I don't think that means anything. Honestly.
It doesn't mean anything. All it means is that they don't have to split viewership anymore. It means that they're both going to share a piece of the pie. They're going to have the ratings that everybody needs. Impact's going to be absorbed at some place, and it's just going to be the nature of the business again.
It means August Gray is doing it with a smile as he points at the gap in his teeth now. It's
God,
awesome.
that's so awesome.
The kid is so great.
God, he's so good. I'm speaking of wrestling-radio.com. I'm just going to continue to tell people, like, he started podcasting back then and was internet radio at 15. Like, he knew what he wanted, and he went after it and grabbed it. That's what he did.
Not even 15. It was
14. Were they 14 at that
let's
time?
just say it was a good thing that Synergy wasn't running wrestling shows back then.
Yeah. How are you as far as I know you're the AEW product is a little bit out there. I mean, you just haven't you're not there because you're busy, man, right? You're doing things, you've got stuff going on family wise, so
I haven't watched any wrestling this week in all honesty, but that doesn't mean I don't know the product and I'm not able to follow the product.
No, but what I'm saying is you watch it like I do. Is what I'm saying is, like, we consume the product in like I'll go back and watch probably the last 3 or 4 AEWs in full. Like I do. They're on. I can hear them, and I watch the matches that I want to watch. Like NXT this week, I watched the tag match, women's tag match, amazing. I watched Bronson Reed and Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes, like the way they have to dumb down his character because his ability in the ring. Those two, like, they're totally opposite. The way they work together was amazing. So,
I like the $1 Million Man stuff he did.
He's still doing it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, when he forgets to kick the basketball.
See, it's just I'm happy that we get the AEW and why. I guess going into this, I want to talk. Tony Schiavone posted like an emotional tweet on Jim Crockett Jr.'s passing because, again, growing up, that was my childhood, and
I never watched the JCP. Like, I didn't get it here that I know of, but of course, like, having gotten as deep into wrestling as I did when I got older, legendary. That's where the Gangsters came out of. New Jack.
It's
Brown.
It's when I go back and I think of when I've heard people call professional wrestling, because if you look back, and we've been doing this for at least 30 some years together, 60 some combined, he's one of those voices that when I hear it, it's home for me. And he sent out a tweet this week talking about Jim Crockett Jr., who passed away at the age of 76 due to what maybe is or is not COVID reasons. Nobody's saying. We're not going to speculate. But basically, Tony Schiavone stated that today my heart breaks for the passing of Jim Crockett. Everything I have become professionally is because of him and his family. His sister Frances hired me to do baseball in 1982. A year later, Jimmy decided to give me a shot at wrestling. He made me what I am today. That's huge, dude. Like, that's just cool stuff. That's a guy that got a break and maybe just right place, right time. I mean, it's
a lot of what all of wrestling is.
We're getting older, man. We're getting way older. So everybody out there's taking a drink for you, JP. Everybody out there's taking a drink.
I did yawn.
Yeah.
I'm actually sending somebody a link right now because they just texted me about my t-shirt, about my hoodie. So I'm actually sending a link to whatamaneuver.net /collections/Irish-whip-podcast. We can get this hoodie. We have this logo on a hoodie with the hashtag Free Fake Friday, or t-shirts as well, up to 4X's.
What do you think about the Hurt Business and a female, like Farrell said?
It depends on who the female is.
Bianca, Naomi. I can see. I'd rather see Bianca with the Street Profits. You don't much care, do you?
I don't care too much about the Hurt Business, honestly. Like, I don't like the faction. I like every guy in there. It just doesn't do much for me. It's all Bobby Lashley. And so here's the thing. This is what the WWE's. It's all Bobby and who?
The Hurt Business. It's all Bobby and the Hurt Business.
Yeah, and that's all it is. It's just Bobby, though, right?
Well, no.
Like, who else is getting a win in there?
Nobody. Well, you've got. You're right. I mean, what? Tag champs, and you've got the 2 tag champs.
How about the picture of the figure I sent you the other day? A couple years later, the greatest Royal Rumble.
God, dude, when he fucking tripped at the Royal Rumble.
But why are they making a? Why are they making a figure of that shirt now?
Why wouldn't you? Because they're gonna go back to Saudi.
Listen, Mike. Raw does blow elephant cock. It's simple. I would rather see Lashley. Like, here's the thing: is Lashley deserves the run without looking like he needs help.
I get that. I get that point of view. I do.
You know, maybe so. I would be cool with them pulling Lashley out of there and putting the Big E in there. I think that would be like a better fit. Like, the Big E can say he's sick of being a joke. He wants to be taken serious. Goes into the Hurt Business. You turn Bobby face, and him and the Big E have a run against each other.
Do you think it could?
That's booking off the top of my head. That's, something I put zero thought into, but I think that would work. And you put those two in a program together for 2 pay-per-views.
Well, I'm going to be the last person that you want to ask about anything when it's associated with Raw, because I struggle to watch the entire thing. Like, I watch the abbreviated version for an hour and a half because there's just a lot of stuff in there that I can't handle. Plus, I don't know what they're cutting out. Maybe I'm getting the entire thing, but I mean, the amount of commercials and the content that is there is whatever. I don't know, man. I'm excited that I missed the Tuesday night NXT. Like, NXT was Tuesday nights. Like, you went straight from Monday Raw to Tuesday NXT, and then Wednesday was SmackDown. Remember, it went bam, bam, bam until they switched to Friday Live again. So I don't know. Plus, you go throw 205 Live in there. I'm ready. I don't know. Elvis posed a good question, JP, for the pay-per-view this weekend. Is Kurt Angle the big name going to AEW on Sunday?
It could be.
Is that me beeping or is that you beeping?
That last one was not me, I don't think.
It's all you, man. Just kidding.
Yeah, there's a lot of me beeping.
I'm just harassing you because I know you're a special man and you're busy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can call this down the middle when we start making these calls for the pay-per-view, or are you distracted right now?
No, I can make the calls for the pay-per-view, absolutely.
Yeah. AEW, so this is Revolution, this weekend. Rio and Thunder Rosa versus Dr. Britt Baker and Rebel, which is for the buy-in pre-show.
I think Rio and I don't know, man. Britt Baker and Rebel. I think I'm going out on a limb on that one. I think they want you to think Thunder Rosa.
Well, yeah, I'm. Is what it is. It's just it sucks that it's a pre-show and it sucks that it's for the females in one match. I understand that they're trying to showcase the best, but if you go back through the card, the only other women's match on there is the champions match, which is Shida versus Mizunami, and that's cool, whatever. But I think it's going to be a cool match. I'm looking forward to Rio and Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. But I kind of agree with you. I think it's going to be. Well, there's nothing. It's got to be a pre-show, so you have to get excitement going into it, right? For the build, for that.
Exactly.
So I'm think I'm going to go with the faces as far as Rio and Thunder Rosa. So I'm going to pick those two as winning this because basically this is a pre-show and you want your faces to win the pre-show going and to people to have a good mood. Like, oh my God, I can't think. They just won. You remember that, right? Isn't that what they used to use Heat for? Remember Sunday Night Heat?
So Heat was a lot of like, it was Heat would be, shoot. You know who did Heat all the time?
Mick Foley.
Todd Hansen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's true, huh?
Todd Hansen, Ivar, did Heat all the time as enhancement talent.
Yeah. Good look at him now, right?
Right. But a lot of people don't have that. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people had that type of, like, he wasn't on a contract. It was just, at that point, WWE was up in Boston once a month.
Are you going to watch the pay-per-view tomorrow or Sunday?
No. I don't think so. If I get a stream, I might.
I might.
I'm not going to pay. How much is it?
It's $50, bro. I'm sure it's $50. Do you remember the old days? Remember the old $39.95 for WWE and $39.95 for WCW and $19.95 for ECW and $9.95 for TNA?
So you know what my justification was for WWE Network? Is that I always
research?
No. So before, even off the podcast, I always got 4 pay-per-views.
Yeah, you got WrestleMania, Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I got the big 4, the original SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. So did that cost you $200 a year?
Absolutely. Yeah, yes.
So now I get that for $120 a year.
Yes.
You know, and now I get Peacock with it. Peacock. Can you imagine if DX was
Did you just put the sign of feathers over your cock and then
No, I did a little DX suck it.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck kind of sign was that? It wasn't very visual as you were doing it. Oh, the DX suck it is what you're giving me for Peacock. Okay. That'd be a good commercial. Yeah, Mike Farrell, basically, AEW ain't getting $60 for their trash ass pay-per-view for me. It's all about the bootleg.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I catch a
do you guys know that you can buy their DVDs for $25 now on their website? Plus, you can also buy T-shirts of their action figures, which is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life.
What?
Yeah, you can buy. JP, you can buy a T-shirt of this Cody Rhodes action figure at AEWshop.com.
Why?
I don't know, man. That's just something that they're doing.
Like I don't
know.
I don't want a Cody Rhodes T-shirt. I have one, and it's pretty dope, but
you just don't want a T-shirt of an action figure of him. You'd rather have the action figure instead of a T-shirt of the action figure.
I mean, every shirt I have is wrestling at this point.
Maybe it becomes one of those collectible things, like who the hell would buy this, and then somebody does.
I think we made Tommy uncomfortable talking about Peacock.
It's all about the Ock, man. It's all about the Ock. So I'm going Rio and Thunder. You're going Britt Baker and Rebel. It's cool that we're doing this. So we'll have the download tomorrow so people can listen to this before the actual pay-per-view. So I like doing this. Do you want to? Do we just continue to go down and you can tell me who you think's going to take these matches?
Yeah.
This might be a hard one. So this is again hashtag AEW Revolution. So part of
there's one I can't wait for.
Shut your mouth. Face of the Revolution ladder match: Cody Rhodes versus Scorpio Sky versus Penta El Zero Miedo versus Lance Archer versus Caster versus to be announced.
Didn't the Miz already win this match?
Yeah, this is the Elimination Chamber, right? Or Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, yeah.
Yeah. This is they call this the Face of the Revolution ladder match. So this is who's going to have. Yes,
probably Archer with help from Jake, right?
I would hope that Lance Archer gets another shot.
Cody doesn't put himself over in the big spots. Scorpio, Penta are there to do some good stuff. Max is there to get the experience. We don't know who TBD is, obviously.
It's hard to make a prediction without knowing who the mystery opponent participant
is. I think
out of
these 4, I think it's Lance Archer.
Okay. I guess provided with the information that has been given to us, it feels like it's like, do we do it with Penta as like, does he get a singles run? Is this TBD going to be Pac? Is it going to be Kurt Angle? Is it going to be? It's not going to be CM Punk, like everybody keeps saying. That's not happening, folks. Sorry, it's just not going to happen.
Karen Geiger in the chat says should be an action figure wearing a T-shirt with a picture of him as an action figure.
There you go. See, I think I'm going with Penta winning this one, even though we're going to have a TBD. I think.
Yeah, Elvis is saying the mystery person. I think Lance Archer. I think with help from Jake outside.
You think so?
Jake the Snake with them still, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Jake is absolutely there.
So they win. What? And Jake brings out a version of Damien.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I saw a T-shirt that I can't remember where it was at, but it was benefiting someplace, a zoo or some animal thing, where they actually it's a retro shirt of the pets of wrestlers. It was kind of cool, like a 16 gigabyte.
So what? Like the
like they had Matilda on there, yeah, Matilda on there, and Jake's snake, and like Coco's bird, and
Price Steamboat's dragon.
Yeah, all of those. So you want to keep rolling on these predictions?
Yeah, let's go. I think we're doing good.
I think that
you want to do. Hang on.
It's time to recognize our friends at Podco, is it not?
Yeah.
Would you like me to recognize them, or would you like to?
I got it.
I love them, man. They're amazing to us. They're great.
So, guys, today's podcast is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for an ad space, so you always know how much you get. When you include an ad from Podgo, apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's Podgo, Podgo.co. Podgo.co. And be sure to add our podcast in the How Did You Hear About Us? Just type in The Irish Whip, please. Guys, thank you. The Irish Whip Podcast, anything along those lines.
Hashtag TW Mafia.
Yes. Section of the application. And guys, honestly, and this is like me, I don't do this on these reads at all. When you get, people don't realize when you do an ad and you get a sponsor for a podcast or a radio show or anything like that, they pay 90 days later. 90 days. Podgo pays you the next day. So it's a great service. We stand by it 100%. And it's great, and they're reliable as far as when they're going to do it. They've been upgrading their site, and it's just been a really good partnership.
Yeah, they're a great partner. They're really easy to work with. I think they are a way for individuals that are either have monetization done to go and have more ways and more avenues to monetize and make some money.
What's the next match?
I want to talk about, because this is I know how you feel, and me. I also so hashtag AEW Revolution at Wrestling News Source. Remember, Hangman Adam Page versus Matt Hardy in the big money match.
What makes this the big money match?
Funny you should ask.
I don't know.
The stipulation, which sees the winner receives, I believe, the loser's earnings for the first quarter of 2021. So it's like whatever I guess they're playing this thing like they get a percentage of. They win certain, whatever their record is for that year.
So somebody's purse is on the line, basically.
Exactly. So it kind of creates some storylines where Page could lose, he could win. But I just, for me, it makes more sense to continue Adam Page to continue to win and continue to win and continue to win and make that build towards the belt. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. it's I think Paige wins. I think. Well, no.
You don't think you're gonna go with Matt Hardy on this? You can't go with Matt Hardy.
Who's got the belt?
Matt Hardy can barely walk.
Who's got the belt?
There is no belt. This is just for money. This is for pride and money. Do you see Hangman Page?
Then yeah, Hangman wins
all day, right?
Because there's no chase after it.
No, unless it's a action figure variant. Then there's a chase. Speaking of which, I have figured out the rotation almost for AEW action figures between Target and Walmart. I know where those two, because there's three Walmarts and 2 Targets in a 10-mile radius. So I've figured out which Target and Walmarts get the AEW figures, which ones don't. I've also figured out which ones get the special edition, like Elites, like the Decade of Dominance, and the other ones don't. I just have to get better with the dates. And you know what's funny about this, JP? I literally work across the street from a Target, so I know exactly when trucks come and go.
That's...
So I keep trying. I have now successfully completed by hand first and second series. Third series, it's going to be a struggle because I don't have Penta or Moxley.
Okay.
But I have all of the other ones besides those two in the first 3 series of the AEW figs.
That's
nice, right?
That is very
That's
nice.
chasing. It's fun.
Very nice.
It's fun. Do you want to call the next match? Do you want to? We have 4 more matches that we need to get to.
Let's run through it, and then we got to spin the wheel still. We have 20 minutes left.
That's what I'm saying. Did you want to spin the wheel now, or did you want to spin the wheel after the 20 minutes, GP?
Let's call the next match.
Okay.
Right, and as I do this, I'm going to ask Tommy Flynn, do you want to spin the wheel after we predict the next match, or should we wait till the end?
Okay. Fair with that. So hashtag AEW Revolution, again, at Wrestling News Source, that's at WNSOURCE, also at WNS Ben Karen. Send him some love, message him some secret messages whenever you like. Hey, works at Target. Dang. See, she knows when those toys come in on that little truck back there, and they sort them in the little bins, and they're where they need to go. So the next match, dude, is Sting and Darby Allin versus Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. I know you remember talking about Brian Cage. Sting, do you think Sting's gonna go? Does this happen? Do you see this going down or what?
Sting's got to get his heat back from Brian Cage, I think.
It's the street fight, man. It's the way that
means the bat's legal.
Yes. It's the way to hide. It's the best way to.
You see when they brought out Taz's son in the body bag?
Dude.
How cool was that?
There's a lot of really cool things that I think.
Maybe I did watch it. That was last week, I think. But like the way they played that off, I thought that was really cool. Taz got up there just in time to kind of get his son out of the way for them to do everything else.
Right. Keep going. I'm bugging you. I'm talking. Joe Salenza wanted to talk about our opinion on Unrivaled Series 6. Dude, I don't know because I think JP's seen the Unrivaled Series 6. Is this the one with Luchasaurus in it, or is
I think so?
Okay, I don't know, Joe. I'd have to look and see.
I think they look pretty cool. Like it's got Dylan McKay's son in it. It's got Luchasaurus.
Any Gun Brothers? Any Billy Guns? Any?
I didn't see the Gun Club.
See, they AEW or I can't remember when Jazzware sent out a tweet the other day which we responded to. Just letting you know right now, which ones they would like to see in the next series, and I stated that it should be an all women's series.
I think Tommy Flynn surprised me. I thought he was going to say spin. He said wait till the end.
Attaboy. Make him wait. It's a nice fig, you guys. I have this fig in hand. There's literally like 4 more I could go get right now, but I don't. I'm having to limit the collection a little bit, JP. It's getting a little bit out of hand. The action figures. I'm selective. Like I've passed on a couple of the Rock figs.
I just had a friend send me a couple today that are very nice figures.
Dude, those are.
I got the WrestleMania Celebration Andre and Macho. So pumped about these figures.
Dude, they're heavy. They're big.
They're big ass figures.
Remember when you asked me like how big are they compared to the regular action figures? I was like,
they're a good inch or two taller.
Yeah, they're cool. So Series 6 is Hager, Shida, MJF, Y2J, and Lucha Brothers.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
JP, look, Timber's calling me a spoiled bitch. I am spoiled. I'm very lucky. I'm really, dude, looking forward to.
Tommy, we know you can hear us. That's why we let you call on when we're going to spin the wheel, either now or at the end.
Here's the other thing I want you guys to really consider is we're going to start doing a little bit more on Wrestling News Source and posting comments and doing stuff on the forums.
I mean, is there another news source around anymore?
There isn't. I mean, that's where we hang our hat.
Right. I don't think, honestly, back in the day, I mean, I'm talking back in like the news groups days that a lot of you guys don't even remember when you had to go to like alt.wrestling to read news on wrestling, and it wasn't websites. It was literally people typing things in. Like that's how far back I go with wrestling news on the internet. And I just don't think there's, I mean, OneWrestling.com had a great run for a long time, but when that went under, WrestlingNewsSource.com is really it.
It's where I've been forever. It's probably where I'm going to always be. It's only reason why is because I don't want to bring up synergy again, but we waited a good 5 hours before we posted anything. Like we wanted to verify, wanted to verify links, we wanted to verify stories. Like it's verified before it's posted. It's not. We're not the breaking news sites. Right. Wrestling News Source is not the breaking news site. It's going to be.
We got to see sort of, and I'll break the fourth wall here. Like we got to see some of the behind the scenes on the reporter, the guy who was going to bring the news to the website, asking permission to do so. And being told you can do so, but make sure everything you post is based on fact.
Right. Always.
So you can't always post no fact. Opinion. No opinion unless it's an opinion somebody else, some figurehead had online of it. Only post, the mug shots in that the dates that are listed in the mug shots and that type of thing.
Absolutely. Let's get these other matches called.
Spin the fucking wheel.
We'll spin the wheel. We'll give away this fig. Wrestling's back. I'm excited. There's always going to be fucking turds in wrestling. It's a carny business. There's going to be some real shitheads out there like there is anywhere else. And you're always going to take a chance and being associated with them. You never know what's going to happen. You really don't. All you can do is do your best. And if you are ever in a situation where, again, like they turn out to be shitty people and people that you have booked to show up at the Cow Palace in San Francisco for the first time and ever on the West Coast, including Ring of Honor. Like if that ever happens, you just have to let it go and move on. And you just got to say, fuck those guys and do your thing.
Yeah. Keep your head positive,
So hashtag AEW Revolution at Wrestling News Source, and always remember to tag us as well. The AEW Tag Team Championship, the Young Bucks versus the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho and MJF. I thought this was supposed to open up the match. I believe it is.
The tag titles are changing hands, boys.
What'd you say?
Tag titles are changing hands.
Oh, it's you think so?
Oh yeah.
You think the Bucks are dropping?
Can you imagine? So Jericho and MJF are going to be money with the belt, and anybody chasing them is going to be money chasing the belt. Smart money.
Absolutely.
Tony Khan. I don't know what's booked right now, Tony, but you got to change it if it's not Jericho and MJF winning.
I also forgot a match on here. I should probably add that because it's important. I think it's an important match. I'm not going to go into the Casino Tag Team Royal for a featured tag. I mean, it's everybody
because anyone in the world, you never know who's going to show up on that. I mean,
no, it's everybody, and it'd be stupid to try and call that. I mean, did you call a winner in the Sting and Darby Allin and Brian Cage, or we just kind of gloss over that?
I think Sting and Darby Allin.
That because of how does Cage and Ricky Starks get over on Sting and Darby Allin? Doesn't happen, right?
I mean, Cage is a monster, but
it's Sting and he's got a bat.
Yeah.
Plus he has Darby Allin on a skateboard. I mean, I see inevitably what's going to happen is Sting is going to use a skateboard. Darby Allin's going to use the bat. They're going to end up getting over and winning, right?
So yeah, something to that effect. Or Darby comes down without Sting at first. They start beating him up. Sting comes out of the rafters. The way, because they brought Darby out of the rafters during when they brought out Taz's son.
Dude, I just hate the rafter shit. I do. Like, it's fucked up to sit there and think like I watched that pay-per-view when Owen fucking dropped, and I remember them cutting to JR, and they're like, it was weird. It was awkward. I just don't like any of that anymore. And I hope that...
But it can be done safely.
Well, more safe. I mean, I shouldn't say more safe.
It could have been done safely then. It just wasn't.
Agreed. So we're both going Darby Allin and Sting on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've both got Adam Hangman Page over Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
The Face of the Revolution ladder match, you went Lance Archer. I went Penta. Rio and Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker and Rebel. You went Britt and Rebel, and I'm going Rio and Rosa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually have like at least 3 more. There's probably 4 more matches, but 3 that count. I'm not gonna, like I said, the tag team, whatever. I hope Bear Country wins, but whatever.
Who's
Butcher or Butcher and the Blade, or any of those great tag teams like that.
Yeah. I mean, they have a better tag team division, I think, than WWE right now. Honestly,
it's amazing. It's amazing. Well, that's why they have that's why WWE went and grabbed the Rascals.
Sheeta retains.
AEW Revolution, so it's hashtag AEW Revolution. Remember, at WNSOURCE. That's at Wrestling News Source. AEW Women's Championship, Hikaru Shida versus Ryo Mizunami.
Shida retains.
Shida retains. Okay. Good. I mean, hopefully it's a good match. I hope it's a good, stiff Japanese style female stardom match. Like it's finishing moves. It's moves we haven't seen before. It's oohs and it's ahs. I hope this could be the match that steals the night. I hope it is. Anyway, one I wanted to add, hashtag AEW Revolution at Wrestling News Source. Miro and Kip Sabian versus Orange Cassidy and Chucky Taylor. Who do you see winning this one? I mean, there's no real
Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. I like
same. Homer. I'm a homer on this one. That's my call. I'm glad we have a few minutes to talk about like the championship match, because I don't know, we got what?
Barbed wire doesn't explode.
12. Who says who?
I've seen barbed wire. I worked at Home Depot. I've sold barbed wire. It does not explode.
Well, if you don't buy the Japanese type. That's the problem, JP. You're getting the American steel. You've never handled official Japanese barbed wire.
So it's like the Japanese phone Samsung. It just explodes randomly.
Yeah, it's full of battery stuff, and it can explode. Like it could happen. So unfortunately, you don't know what you're talking about, because you're not talking about Japanese exploding barbed wire.
Is this like this is like the WCW when they did the electric chair match with Abby?
I hope this is not like the Kane and Undertaker.
The thing is,
Catch Fire, where they had the stupid ass little flames around.
I've seen in person Omega getting staples in his head.
I know. That's why I want to take.
We've all seen Moxley. This. Moxley was a deathmatch guy before he signed the WWE. CZW. This match could be a good death match.
Do you think it will be a legitimate death match? Do you think this is one worthy of? I'm going to mention some names, okay? And you tell me if it's worthy, okay? Necro Butcher, Ricky Shane Page, Matt Tremont, Joey Janela. Any of those? Is it going to be on that level, or does it have the potential?
Unpopular opinion is that Janela's trash.
That's why I mentioned it.
I think Tremont's great at what he does with the deathmatch stuff. I think our buddy Jeff is Cannonball is great with the deathmatch stuff. I haven't seen a whole lot of Ricky Shane Page. And
I will tell you this: the 4-4 Ohio, with what Ricky Shane Page has going on, I think the way that you perceive wrestling, you will see that you will appreciate the heel side of what's offered. The only reason I bring up Ricky Shane Page is because when somebody like Matt Tremont has a match where it's going to be his last match, you obviously want to pick somebody that's going to be able to do what needs to be done for that final match, right? So for every good face, you need a good heel. And when I'm watching independent wrestling, I continue to see, I think he's a bigger heel than Sami Callihan was at any point right now when it comes to what's going on in independent wrestling, because people hate him that much. Really. Like legit heat.
I think it'll be a good death. I think that I think it's going to surprise you in the death match. It's going to be more than a hardcore match. It's going to be a death match. That's my prediction.
Okay, so I mean, there's going to be some bloodshed, right? I mean, we're going to see some.
There'll be blood. They've been putting out blood on Wednesday nights, though.
Are we going to see old previous pay-per-view? There's been some pretty gnarly blood incidents. That Dustin in his face, Cody. Yeah, there's been some nasty. So, I understand when people are balking about why spend that much money per pay-per-view, right? But if you've got enough, I guess it's a lot if you're an individual, right? But if you got some buddies to do it, I think it makes sense. But that is a lot of money for a pay-per-view, and it has to deliver. It's a nice Chaos Club shirt you got.
I just wanted to show people some of the other shirts that are available through our buddies over at the Full Press family. This one here, I think, is available either directly through Mike Farrell, or I think he might have this on his Teespring page. Just check out Chaos Theory, and you'll find out where to get that shirt.
Bobby D's wanted us to spin the wheel because that Bruins game's on TV. They don't get hot until the third period anyway, Bobby. Just hold on, man.
Tommy Flynn calling him out too.
That's cool. It's cool to be. I'm glad that I love hockey, dude. I love the game, the fluidity behind it. The fact that if you've got an issue with somebody, you can beat the shit out of them if you want to.
That's it. I gotta shuffle. What the heck just happened?
JP, you're shuffling. Are you all good?
Yeah. I just want to see something because why did that do that? I'm gonna.
JP's working on the wheel. I'm gonna continue to.
We're gonna hit spin. I'm not redoing this wheel.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
It may look a little off today, guys. This is a computer glitch.
Why should anything work properly when you record a live podcast?
Right. Well, why? And I've you know what I've realized, because I do listen to some other podcasts now, is that it's not just us.
No, it's not, man. It's not unique to us. Like, this stuff just happens.
I'm gonna see what happens when I spin this, guys.
It's gonna work. It's gonna work just fine. Except there's no music, so we're just spinning a wheel this time.
I don't know what name is in that gray, guys, but it will show us the name on the screen.
Oh, that's amazing, man. That is the coolest wheel, I think, to date that you have done. I think it takes into geometry and portion size. equally, because whoever was in that gray area had a way bigger chance.
Is it Elvis? Is it Elvis?
Oh no, it's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going to the next one. Who's that winner? Who's that right there?
That's a new person. STR 909. It looks like it.
Attaboy, SGR 909.
That's a brand new one. I've never noticed. So, like, guys, if I say I've never noticed your name on the wheel, that means you're sort of new. Maybe you've been on there 2 or 3 times. But some of these guys, like Elvis and the guys that we know, they've been on there pretty regularly. Keep it up, and you'll be one of the names that I know.
Yeah, and it's the odds are forever in your favor here, because the Fig Freak won last week, even though he continues to. He retweets. It's fun, and it's fun for me to go out, and I think that's what I enjoy the most. Is I'm not only hunting for me for these figs, like I'm hunting for the people that I know that watch these.
Oh, you know what?
With us as we record live. That's the fun part for me.
You know what the fun part for me is?
What?
Hey guys, next week we'll see you at 7:05.